Dear students, today we will take the definition of economics. In our first chapter, there are four definitions of economics. The different economics give the different definition. And again, they criticize the definitions. Definition should be criticized and find out the another definition. The first definition is the wealth definition. Wealth definition gives the economist Adam Smith. Adam Smith is the father of modern economics. In his book An Inquiry into the Factor and Causes, he gives the definition of economics. इन्होंने अपनी बुक जो है An Inquiry into the Factor and Causes, he gives the definition. Economics is an inquiry into the factors that determine the wealth of a country and its growth. इन्होंने अपनी डेफिनेशन में सबसे मेन फोकस रखा किस पर? वेल्थ ऑफ ए कंट्री. The main features of this definition is the wealth. According to the Adam Smith, economics is an inquiry. Economics एक inquiry है into the factors that determine the wealth of a country and its growth. Here the factors are related to the wealth and growth of a particular countries. Sometimes it is criticize the other economics. Here the criticism of this definition is, this definition is not complete definition. It gives the more importance to the wealth rather than the social welfare and scarcity of resources. But in the economics, social welfare is also included. Here the more emphasis on the wealth. इन्होंने अपना पूरा फोकस रखा किस पर? Wealth of a country and its growth. In his definition, he is not include the social welfare and scarcity of resources. So this definition is criticized on the basis of social welfare and scarcity of resources. Resources is also important, and because the in the definition of economics we should include all the things: wealth, social welfare, and the different resources. Second definition is the welfare definition, material welfare definition, and its definition gives the Alfred Marshall. And Alfred Marshall is more focus on the human welfare. In his definition, the main feature of this definition is human welfare. Human welfare के ऊपर इनका पूरा फोकस था. In his book, The Principle of Economics, he gives the definition. Economics is a study of mankind in the ordinary business of life. In our ordinary business of life, we are using the knowledge of economics. It examines that the part of individual and social action, which is the most intimately connected with attainment and use of material requisite of well-being. In our daily life, we are using the knowledge of economics for the for the main focus of the human welfare, and but in this definition he ignored the scarcity of resources and economic growth. इन्होंने अपने इस डेफिनेशन में मेन फोकस किस पे रखा? ह्यूमन वेलफेयर। कुल मिलाकर सारा बाइंग एंड सेलिंग, जो भी प्रोडक्शन एक्टिविटीज, इन सब में इकोनॉमिक्स के अंदर इस डेफिनेशन में मेन फोकस रखा ह्यूमन वेलफेयर, बट he ignored the scarcity of resources and economic growth. चाहे इकोनॉमिक ग्रोथ हो या ना हो, बट ह्यूमन वेलफेयर इज इम्पोर्टेंट. So it is not a perfect definition. So the criticism of this definition is he ignores scarcity of resources. हमें रिसोर्सेज का भी वहाँ पर भी चॉइस होना चाहिए. डिफरेंट रिसोर्सेज, some resources are not good, then we can choose the another option, the scarcity of resources and economic growth. So this definition is not perfect. Our third definition is the scarcity definition, and it gives the economist Lawrence Robbins. Economics is a science. Economics is a science or a art. The different economics give the different things. कुछ ने तो इसको साइंस बोला है, किसी ने इसको आर्ट बोला है. तो इकोनॉमिक्स इज अ साइंस ऑफ चॉइस. different choice है यहाँ पर. It deals with how the resources of society should be allocated to the satisfaction of different wants. अपनी सोसाइटी के अंदर हम अपनी जो अलग अपनी जो डिजायर्स है, different wants है. Women have unlimited wants, and for the fulfill of these wants we are using the economics definition for our satisfaction. So the scarcity definition give the more emphasis for the satisfaction of different wants, and for our satisfaction हमें अपना satisfaction complete करना है with the economic welfare or the growth or not. चाहे economic growth हो या ना हो, if we fulfill our desires in this definition, this is the scarcity definition. But it is not a complete definition because it ignores the growth and welfare of the different aspects. So its criticism is it ignores welfare and हमें अपनी सेटिस्फेक्शन के लिए अपने डिजायर्स को कंप्लीट करना है, अपनी वांट्स को, वो चाहे वेलफेयर में हो या न हो. इन दिस डेफिनेशन the Robbins gave this definition for the economics. So it ignores the welfare and growth. Aspects. So it's not a, ये भी definition पूरी complete नहीं है, क्योंकि for the in the economics our nation growth and welfare in the human welfare is also included. It's a complete definition, and this complete definition gives the last fourth growth definition. In the fourth definition, growth definition, and growth definition gave the economics Paul A. Simpson. Paul A. Simpsons, and Paul A. Simpsons combine the Marshall's and Robbins definition. Paul A. Simpsons ने क्या किया, मार्शल्स और रॉबिन्स डेफिनेशन को मिक्स कर दिया. मार्शल्स डेफिनेशन गिव द मोर एम्फेसाइज ऑन द सोशल वेलफेयर. यहाँ पर सोशल वेलफेयर को ज़्यादा फोकस किया, बट द इकोनॉमिक ग्रोथ एंड स्केर्सिटी ऑफ रिसोर्सेज को इग्नोर कर दिया. एंड इन द रॉबिन्स डेफिनेशन, दिस इज द सेकंड डेफिनेशन, material welfare. In the material welfare, social welfare is more focused. And the third definition is the scarcity definition, and it gives the Robbins, and Robbins give the more emphasis for the growth of a nation. It may be in the welfare or not, but it's not correlate the economic growth and social welfare. इसने फोकस तो रखा किस पर, ग्रोथ पर, बट ही इग्नोर द सोशल वेलफेयर एंड स्केर्सिटी ऑफ रिसोर्सेज. तो अब ग्रोथ डेफिनेशन में पॉल ए. सिम्पसन्स ने क्या किया, सोशल वेलफेयर और इकोनॉमिक ग्रोथ दोनों को मिक्स कर दिया, एंड ही गिव द परफेक्ट डेफिनेशन फॉर द इकोनॉमिक्स. एंड द डेफिनेशन ऑफ दिस इज, इकोनॉमिक्स इज द स्टडी ऑफ हाउ मैन एंड सोसाइटी चूज विद और विदाउट द यूज ऑफ मनी. चाहे हम पैसे का यूज करें या ना करें, हर ट्रेडिंग में आपको मनी हो या ना हो, बट द इकोनॉमिक्स इज इंक्लूडेड. So the economics is the study of how the man and society choose with or without the use of money to employ scarce productive resources that could have alternative used to produce various commodities. हम different commodities में different trading में, चाहे मनी का यूज हो या ना, मनी वाली ट्रेडिंग हो या ना हो, if we are focusing on this thing and distribute them for the consumption now, चाहे consumption activity हो, and or in the future among the various persons and group in the society. चाहे आप किसी भी ट्रेडिंग की बात करो इन अवर सोसाइटी, इफ वी इंक्लूड द सोशल वेलफेयर एंड द इकोनॉमिक ग्रोथ, देन दिस इज द ग्रोथ डेफिनेशन ऑफ इकोनॉमिक्स. In this definition combine the essential element of the definition of Marshall's and Robbins. He include the essential element of Marshall's and Robbins definition. So in this definition, our nation of growth is along with the wealth and social welfare is also included. Next is the meaning of statics and singular sense or in the plural sense. First of all, statics is the base of every study. In our factories or in the research work, statics, knowledge of statics is important. It has become an anchor of all the economic studies or in the research work or any industries. So the sense of statics in the singular sense, statics refers to the statistical methods. In the statistical methods, we should collect the data, organize, presentation and interpretation, and all the things are included in the singular sense. सिंपल सी बात है, स्टैटिक्स में हम क्या करते हैं, डेटा की स्टडी करते हैं. फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल कलेक्ट द डेटा एंड देन organize and then represent and interpret them. All the things are included in the statics. So the first, the sense of statics in singular sense. In the singular sense, statics refers to the statistical method, and these methods are regarding the collection, organization, presentation, analysis and interpretation. So according to the Croxton and Cowden definition, statistics may be defined as a science of collection, presentation, analysis and interpretation of numerical data. ये अपना singular sense में the meaning of statistics is the study of the data for these things. First of all, one by one we will understand. The first step is the collection. So the collection of data is the data should be collected from the investigator or from obtained from the publishers. Is the secondary, primary and secondary data. The primary data is collected by the investigator and secondary data is the well prepared collection. So the collection of data is the, हम डेटा को या तो इन्वेस्टिगेटर खुद कलेक्ट करे या कहीं से वेल प्रिपेयर्ड. दिस इज द कलेक्शन ऑफ डेटा. सेकंड, ऑर्गेनाइजेशन ऑफ डेटा. आफ्टर द कलेक्शन ऑफ डेटा, नेक्स्ट स्टेप इज टू ऑर्गेनाइज द डेटा, एंड डेटा दैट आर कलेक्टेड बाय एन इन्वेस्टिगेटर नीड टू बी ऑर्गेनाइज्ड अकॉर्डिंग टू द पर्पस ऑफ इंक्वायरी. भाई डेटा तो ढेर सारे कलेक्ट हो गए, बट अपना पर्पस क्या है? अपना पर्पस एक पर्टिकुलर हाइट को देखना है या वेट को देखना है या मार्क्स को देखना है. दिस इज द ऑर्गेनाइजेशन. ऑर्गेनाइजेशन इज इम्पोर्टेंट बिकॉज ऑर्गेनाइजेशन इज बेस्ड ऑन द इंक्वायरी ऑफ डेटा. अब फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल डेटा इज कलेक्टेड, देन अगेन इट्स ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, एंड आफ्टर द ऑर्गेनाइजेशन प्रेजेंटेशन ऑफ डेटा. हमें डेटा को प्रेजेंट करना है, तो इन द प्रेजेंटेशन ऑफ डेटा, डेटा शुड बी प्रेजेंटेड फ्रॉम द टेबुलर फॉर्म, graphical form, tabular and graphical form. We can, the data collected and organized are present in some systematic manner to make it clear for the use, tables, diagrams and graph, etc. So the presentation of data in the form tabular, graphical, it can be used by the investigators. Again, एनालिसिस ऑफ डेटा, हम डेटा को प्रेजेंट कर देंगे, चाहे आप बार ग्राफ से करो चाहे टेबुलर फॉर्म में करो. अगेन वी शुड एनालिसिस विच इज द बेटर एंड विच इज लोअर, विच इज गुड एंड. सो द इन द एनालिसिस ऑफ डेटा, द नेक्स्ट स्टेप इज द एनालिसिस ऑफ presented data, various methods are used to analyze the data, which are the average, mean, median and mode. In the analysis of data, we can find the analysis for generally हम यूज करते हैं एवरेज, लेकिन एवरेज सब जगह इम्पोर्टेंट नहीं है. For the different three sections A, B and C, which performance is better? Then we should find the average of these three. अब जिसका एवरेज अच्छा होगा, average of all the students of section A, section B and section C, and whose average is higher, then whose performance is higher. This is the analysis of data. And last is the interpretation of the data. In these methods, interpretation of data implies the drawing of conclusion on the basis of analysis. In the interpretation, यहाँ पे हम बात करते हैं किसकी, results की, final results, and it is based on the analysis of data. Analysis of data हम finally जिस conclusion पे जाते हैं या जिस result पे जाएंगे वो आपका interpretation of data होगा. Next thing is the plural sense. In the singular sense, we should include all the things. In the plural sense, static means the numerical fact systematically collected. So the main focus is the numerical fact. Numerical fact is systematically collected. So the numerical fact is called the data. So in the plural sense, our main focus for the collection of data. So in this sense, by statics we mean the aggregate of fact affected to a marked extent by multiplicity of causes, numerically expressed in numerator or estimated according to a reasonable standard of accuracy. देखो यहाँ पर हमें डेटा को कलेक्ट करना है, एंड जनरली वी आर यूजिंग द वर्ड enumerated and estimated. If the field of investigation is small, then we should collect the numerical fact. अगर अपना एरिया इन्वेस्टिगेटर का छोटा है, then we should collect the actual result. But in the area of investigator is large, जहाँ पर एरिया लार्ज होगा वहाँ पर हम डेटा को बिल्कुल एक्यूरेट फाइंड नहीं कर सकते. Then we are using the estimated. And if we collect the numerically fact or the estimated data, all the things are included in the plural sense. So the enumerated or estimated according to a reasonable standard of accuracy, collected in a systematic manner for a predetermined purpose. अपना एक पर्टिकुलर पर्पस है, उसके अकॉर्डिंग हम चाहे न्यूमेरिकली फैक्ट कलेक्ट करेंगे जो बिल्कुल एक्यूरेट हो या एस्टिमेटेड हो. ऑल द थिंग्स आर इंक्लूडेड इन दिस. एंड अगेन इज द कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स ऑफ द स्टैटिक्स इन द प्लूरल सेंस. So the first characteristic is statics are aggregate of fact. The first character is aggregate of facts. In the aggregate of fact is a single observation is not statics. For example, marks of a single subject is not a statics, is a general information. First characteristic is aggregate of fact. In the aggregate of x, a single observation, जैसे for example हिंदी के marks है 20 marks, is not a statics, but in the marks of all subject Hindi, English, Maths, Science and Social Study, this is the statics. Second, statics are affected to a marked extent by multiplicity of causes. डिफरेंट causes को भी इफेक्ट करेगा. भाई causes आपके चेंज होंगे तो डेटा भी उसके अकॉर्डिंग रहेगा. Third is the statics are numerically expressed. सारे डेटा को हम न्यूमेरिकली एक्सप्रेस करते हैं. ये भी करेक्ट है. मार्क्स ऑफ दिस या टेम्परेचर, ये सारे इसके कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स है. फोर्थ, स्टैटिक्स आर enumerated or estimated according to the reasonable standard of accuracy. ये भी अभी अपनों ने बात करी. The data should be enumerated or the estimated. डेटा आपके बिल्कुल एक्चुअल भी हो सकते हैं और आपको एस्टिमेटेड भी हो सकते हैं. It is depend upon the investigated area is smaller or the large. Statics are collected in systematic manner. डेटा तो सब अभी systematic manner में collected करना है. And statics are collected for a predetermined purpose. जो डेटा collect करेंगे उसका एक particular purpose होगा. Without the purpose we are not collecting the data. And last is the statics should be placed in relation to each other. Here the data are related to the each other. It means the collected data should be homogeneous. but data आपके homogeneous होने चाहिए. Homogeneous का meaning यहाँ पर कि उनमें कुछ न कुछ relation होना चाहिए. For example, the height of a student and their pocket allowance, these are not homogeneous. भाई एक तो किसी particular students की height and pocket money, these are not homogeneous data. So the data should be homogeneous in the investigation areas. So these are the characteristics of the plural sense of statistics.